Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football. So the Champions League draw has taken place. We know which teams are going to play against which teams. We know how the groups are looking like, but we still don't know which games are going to be played first or second or in the third match day. We still have to wait for that. So this is just like a plain draft of the players that we should be having and all that. So after this, we know the fixtures, the arrangement of the fixtures, I will be doing more updates in terms of the best goalkeepers to have, the best defenders to have, best midfielders, best forward players, captain picks, and all that, and the final team selection, obviously, before match day one. So this is just a rough draft of the match day one according to the players we need to be having and all that. You still don't know which games, if Real Madrid is going to play against which team in match day one and in match day four. Obviously, that we have to take that into account. If Real Madrid are playing an easier team in match day one, you probably need to go for their players. Or if like a Barcelona or Bayern are not playing each other in match day one, then you can still go for their players. So that is what we will be taking a look at today. So really, really happy to have the Champions League back as always. It's going to be another exciting season, and yeah, let me know which players you guys are picking. I've just put a question on the poll. If you're watching this on replay, you can just comment down below. Are you going to be tripling up on any team? Is there any team that has caught your eye so far, and you're definitely going to have 3 assets from that team? Let me know. So let's take a look at the groups first of all. In Group A, we have Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers. I mean, that's a good group. That's a decent group. Ajax, Napoli, I'm expecting a lot of goals. The one thing that's expecting this group all right away is a lot of goals. Like Liverpool, Ajax, I'm looking at 3-4 goals per match between those two teams. Liverpool, Napoli, the same. Ajax, Napoli, the same. Probably Rangers, the same as well. They drew 2-2 with PSV in the first leg of their qualification game. So that group, I would expect a lot of goals in that group. So that is Group A. In terms of Group B, we have FC Porto, Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. I might not expect that many goals in this one, especially in the Atletico Madrid games, but this is another interesting group. Really, really tough to pick which team will go through first or second in this group. Is really quite hard. In terms of Group C, we have Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Victoria Pilsen. Now, that is a very hard group for Victoria Pilsen, obviously. But in terms of Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, those are 3 very, very good teams playing all together. Really, really hard. Like, that's Lewandowski against Bayern Munich. And then Inter Milan, 2 seasons ago, they were the Italian champions. Barcelona, obviously, always a big team in the Champions League, and Bayern Munich, they've won the Bundesliga for like 10 years in a row. So that is a very, very good group. They are a very watchable group. I'm not sure we're going to have too many players from that group because it's a very hard group to predict. I'm very sure Barcelona and Inter Milan were in the same group a couple of years ago as well. In terms of Group D, Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting, and Marseille. So all these teams, I don't think we had any of these teams last season. I don't remember having Frankfurt in the Champions League. Tottenham aren't there. I don't remember picking up any Marseille assets as well. Sporting were there though. So those are 4 teams that kind of, I'd say that's a tough group as well. I mean, many would expect Tottenham to go through, but you never know. Frankfurt are the Europa League champions. Sporting, 2 seasons ago, they won the Portuguese league, and Marseille as well. They're signing players every time, and they're looking good. In terms of Group E, AC Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, and Dinamo Zagreb. AC Milan, the champions from last season. You probably would expect them to win this group, or Chelsea to win it. Salzburg as well, always a good team here. Always give teams a very, very good game and an entertaining match for the fans to watch. Dinamo Zagreb as well, a trip to Croatia for the other 3 teams. And then in terms of Group F, Real Madrid, RB Leipzig, Shakhtar, and Celtic. I'm very sure I've seen Real Madrid and Shakhtar in the same group so many times before. RB Leipzig joins them, and then Celtic as well. And then in the final group, PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa. Like a lot of good groups. I would say the group of death is I mean, the best group I'd say it's Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan. But I actually think group of death is Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers. I think all those 4 teams, any of those teams can go through. It could be Ajax and Liverpool. It could be Liverpool and Napoli. I would expect Liverpool to go through, but you never know. Like the way Liverpool have been playing this season, if they keep playing like that, this group could be Ajax and Rangers going through. And whichever team is going to finish third is going to be a very strong team in the Europa League. So that is my favorite group so far. And obviously, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan playing against each other is great as well. Lewandowski playing against Bayern Munich. We also have Haaland playing against playing against, I've not even talked about Man City's group. I'm going to come to that. Haaland playing against Dortmund. That is very interesting as well. So I don't know where the hell that group has gone, but it is Group G. Man City, Dortmund, Sevilla, and the fourth team has definitely disappeared from my head, but no problem though. Thank you guys for being here. Let's start with the draft. Let's start with the draft and how my team will be looking like. Definitely not. This is not the team I'm going to carry to match day one. This is just a fast draft. Obviously, I will do more analysis on the cheaper players, and obviously injuries could might be picked up and all that. Transfers, the transfer window is still open, so players might still transfer out. So the team that was on screen right now is just a rough like auto selected team. Sorry. So first of all, obviously we have to look at Karim Benzema. He just won Champions League Player of the Season from last year, and in his group we have Leipzig, Shakhtar, and Celtic. So right away, I'm definitely going to go for Karim Benzema as the first player in my team. He is on penalties. He is the main striker. He was one of the best players, or if not the best, he was the best player in the Champions League last season. He just won that award. So I think for the first match trick, whichever team is going to play against, whether it's going to be Leipzig or Shakhtar or Celtic, you have to have him in your team, Karim Benzema. So that is the first player I am picking for my team. In terms of defenders, I'm not sure. I think they'll probably keep a couple of clean sheets, but I think against Leipzig, it's going to be a hard game home away for Real Madrid, Shakhtar, and Celtic as well. But first, let's pick the players that have to be in your team. So Benzema is first. Let's take a look at another group. Let's take a look at Ajax group. Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers. So as I said, I'm expecting a lot of goals in this group. So that probably means Mohamed Salah has to be in your team. You can obviously go for a different player, but Salah is on penalties. So that definitely boosts his chances, and he can also win penalties. Remember, in the Champions League, players get points for winning penalties, for scoring outside the box. So bonus points as well for ball recoveries. You have to take a look at all that. So Mohamed Salah, I think, is going to be very good in that group. I can see a lot of goals in that group. I can see 3-2s against Ajax, maybe a 3-2 against Napoli. It's going to be a very interesting group. Liverpool up against Rangers as well, Steven Gerrard's former team. So those are the first two players I am picking, Benzema and Mohamed Salah. Let me know who is the first player you're picking for your squad and who's the second player you're picking for your squad. Next up, let's take a look at a different group. Juventus, PSG, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa. I am definitely all right away thinking Kylian Mbappe or Messi. I don't know which one I'm going to pick from that one, but let's go to PSG. Let's take a look at the prizes for those guys from PSG. There's also Neymar, obviously, and a couple of other players on that team. So Neymar is 10 million, Messi is 10.5, Mbappe is 11 million. So if you want to save that 0.5, you can definitely go for Messi. If you want to save 1 million, you can go for Neymar. I think all three of them will start, obviously, the first game. Mbappe is a bit more explosive, and last season Mbappe picked up 61 points, Messi picked up 35 points, and Neymar picked up only 14 points. So, and the penalties, the thing with the penalties, they're very mixed. Like penalties last season, I remember Mbappe taking in the Champions League. There's a time he missed. Messi took the next one. He also missed in the Champions League. This season already, Mbappe has already taken a penalty. He has already missed. Neymar's already taken a penalty in their league as well. So penalties, it could really be anyone depending on who has scored already in that game or any of that. So at the moment, I am going to put Kylian Mbappe. I might consider Messi and Neymar later on if I'm trying to look for that 0.5 or 1 million later on. Thank you for being in the chat. Manish says, how come City are going to win UCL when they are cast at UCL? Penguin says Bayern Munich will win the Champions League this season, in my opinion. Interesting. After Lewandowski left, I mean, it's very, very hard to predict, but let's keep going with this one. So I've put Mbappe, Benzema, and Salah. That takes a total of 33 million out of my budget. So that's a lot of money. And I have only 67 million remaining to pick 12 players. So let's check. Let's take a look at a different group now. Let's see. Real Madrid. I've already gone for Real Madrid asset already. AC Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, Dinamo Zagreb. I mean, you would expect Chelsea to go through in that game, but so far this season they haven't looked that good at all. They were lucky against Everton, scored from a penalty. Against Tottenham, they drew and they got thumped 3-0 by Leeds United the other day. AC Milan, obviously, again, transfer is another issue. Players are still not yet settled in those teams. Players like Leao at AC Milan could still leave. He's being targeted by a few teams. So we need to take that into consideration. There is Tottenham, Frankfurt, Sporting, Marseille. Obviously, you can talk about the likes of Son Heung-min in terms of midfield. Harry Kane could be a good option. Let's take a look at Tottenham's forward players or midfield players as well. Let's check Tottenham. The problem is owning players like Harry Kane. You can't really own players like Harry Kane when you want Benzema, when you want Mbappe, when you want Lewandowski, when you want all those guys, Messi. It's very, very tough. So in terms of Tottenham, Harry Kane is 10.5 million and Son is 10.5 million. Richarlison is 8.5, Lucas Moura is 7.5. I might say their defender. I'm thinking one of the Tottenham defenders, mostly Perisic. I think Perisic could be a good player here. He's already used to like playing European football for Inter Milan, and in their group having Frankfurt, Sporting, and also Marseille. I think they're going to do good. There's also Eric Dyer. I think Eric Dyer could be a decent one. Lloris, maybe as a goalkeeper, could be a decent one. Doherty, if he starts, could be a decent one. But for now, let's put in Ivan Perisic. Remember, this is just a first draft. A lot of things are going to change. I'm going to look for cheaper players. I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to be posting those videos as well. Penguin is talking about Bayern Munich. Let's take a look at Bayern Munich. I mean, that's a very tough group, Carl. That's a very, very tough group with Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Pilsen. But if I know Bayern Munich are always going to score goals no matter which team they're going to face. So let's take a look at the likes of Mane and those guys. Sane is 9 million. Mane is 10.5. Muller is 10 million. Pavard 5 million. This season, there has been a change. Kimmich has now moved to a midfielder. So Kimmich used to be a defender. He's now a midfielder. So that's a bit of a hit for us. He is on set pieces, though, some corners and some free kicks. 6.5 million. Let's see. I'm definitely drawn to Leroy Sané. Last season, he picked up 84 points and he started the season very, very well. I remember not owning him for the first 2 match days, and that killed my rank. By the time I got him in, I was already like almost like 70, 80 points away from the top 100. So within the first 2 match days, if you're that far behind, things are going to be difficult. It's going to be hard to catch up. So this season, I am going to go for Sané from the start of the campaign. Mane could be an option as well. He has already scored, I think, 3 or 4 goals for Bayern so far this season. He is looking very sharp. Lewandowski, whenever he was playing for Bayern Munich, he was always in the team for us, always. But that group is very, very difficult. So I'm not sure whether he's definitely going to be in the team. Let's take a look at Barcelona. Lewandowski, 11 million as well. It's going to be very difficult to fit in Benzema, Mbappe, and Lewandowski in the same team. So for now, I'm going to skip Barcelona. At least we do have like another couple of weeks to take a look at how these guys do in their leagues, and then we might decide on whether to have those players. I forgot to put up Man City's group, but let's take a look at Man City here. They do have Dortmund in their group. They also have Sevilla in their group, and I think Copenhagen as well. De Bruyne is always a good option, but it's going to cost you 10.5 million. Remember, just like FPL, you can't really have Haaland, you have De Bruyne, Salah, all those guys. You're going to run out of budget. That's why now the limitless chip will come in handy later on in the season whenever you're using a limitless chip. Let's see how the fixtures are arranged. The first player I'm going to go for from Man City is definitely going to be Joao Cancelo. Last season, he picked up 65 points. He was very good in terms of picking up man of the match, recovery points, balls recovered, all that. He was very good in terms of getting assists. He even got a couple of goals as well, clean sheets. So Joao Cancelo is a good option, although I think Dortmund and Sevilla are going to give them really tough games, especially away from home. Teza, how are you? I'm doing good. It's going to be very, very tough. But for now, I'm going to put Joao Cancelo there. I'm really tempted to have De Bruyne, but with Salah, Sane, Benzema, Mbappe, all those guys in the same team already, we're already running out of budget. So that is already like 3 big players. So if you add De Bruyne there, not now. Foden is 8.5. Let's take a look at Haaland. How much is Haaland? 11 million. This season is going to be very interesting to see which players are going to be picked. A lot of managers are going to go different. For now, I'm going to go for De Bruyne for now. I think he's usually a starter for Man City. So let's put a starter for the Champions League. He's definitely going to start the game. So as of now, I have picked 7 players. and I only have 35 million remaining. So as you can see, we'll have to make a lot of sacrifices in our team. We have to first look at cheaper players. So let's start with the goalkeepers. Already, I cannot go for the top goalkeepers, the 6 million goalkeepers, Courtois, Alisson, Neuer, Mendy, Ederson, those kind of guys is going to be really tough. Remember, as always, make sure to have a goalkeeper playing on Tuesday and another goalkeeper playing on Wednesday. As of now, the fixtures have not yet been released, so we have to wait and see. This is just a draft, so let's take a look at, let's go for a team that many people won't have, or probably the cheaper goalkeeper. Let's go for for Club Bruges or Copenhagen. Where the hell is Copenhagen? They don't have Copenhagen here. I'm not sure why. Oh, wow. Copenhagen is actually not on this list. I'm not sure why. But let's take a look at Club Bruges. They obviously will update it. Let's put in Mignolet, 4.5 goalkeeper. Let's put him there first. And then for another option, let's take a look at another cheap goalkeeper. We have Kobel from Dortmund at 5 million. Persevere from Ajax for 5 million. Let's go for him. Let's go for Persevere at 5 million as well. So those are two goalkeepers, 5 million and 4.5. That's 25.5 million remaining. Already I can see you won't be allowed to have Perisic or a De Bruyne in this team. You're going to have to downgrade. It's very, very tough to have Salah, De Bruyne, Mbappe, Benzema, all in the same team. So this season, it's either we go for 2 or 3 top players, and then you have to mix it up, or you just have to go for very cheap defenders. It's very hard to have all those guys up front. Remember, I've not even included Haaland. I've not even included Lewandowski yet. I've not included, I want Messi in the team as well. PSG, if their fixtures are, if they have Maccabi Haifa in the first week, I'd be very tempted to go for both Messi and Mbappe. So having all these expensive defenders is going to be very, very hard. So right away, I'm going to have to downgrade Perisic for a cheaper defender. So let's take a look at Tottenham defenders once again. Let's see if we can get anyone cheaper than Perisic. Ben Davies is 5 million. Will he start in the Champions League? Very, very tough. I think Romero will start in the Champions League. So let's go for him at 5 million. Let's save that 1 million there. Real Madrid defender. Let's take a look at a different group. Let's see, Juventus, PSG, have already gone for PSG players. FC Porto, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Club Brugge. Let's take a look at Atletico Madrid players. They are defenders mostly. Atletico Madrid. Ronaldo is 4.5 million and Lodi is 5.5 million. Let's go for Ronaldo for now, 4.5 million. We have 22 million remaining to get in 6 players. That is almost impossible, guys. 5 players, sorry. That is almost impossible. So we are going to have to look for even cheaper defenders in this team. Obviously, I'm going to be doing videos about budget players to include in our teams to help us go through these teams, man. It's very, very crazy. It's going to be very hard to include all these players. Arnold, nice to see you again, brother. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Hope you've had a great summer. Very, very great. Back in the Champions League now, back to choosing teams. It's already giving me a headache, and the Champions League is not even started yet. Liverpool defenders. It's going to be very hard to have this kind of team and then also include players like Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. We're going to have to go for the cheaper defenders. And as of now, Liverpool still have a couple of injuries. Let's take a look at Gomez. How much is Gomez? Matip is out right now. Konate is out. Gomez is 4.5, so let's include him for now. Obviously, things will change later on in the campaign. Things will definitely change. We now have 17.5 million to get in 4 players. So we need a cheaper midfielder. Which group can we go for? Let's see. Let's take a look at Man City once again. Let's go to Man City. This literally will need you to sit down for a couple of days, maybe a week, to sort out your team. This is very, very hard to know which players you're going to not include. So I'm really thinking of players like Rodri. Remember, Champions League is very different from FPL. Like, players here pick up points for ball recoveries. So players like Rodri are not bad options at all. Players like Walker and Nathan Ake are not bad at all as well. So I don't think this team will allow us to have Joao Cancelo as well. So for now, I will remove Joao Cancelo from the team. I might have to bring him back later on, but in terms of budget, it's really hard to have all these players and still include that guy Cancelo. So let's put Walker there, another fullback in the team, and then let's go to another team the way we can get a cheaper player. Let's go to let's take a look at Rangers. Rangers there. Rangers are not yet there, so they've still not yet included the teams that qualified yesterday. So not all teams are here yet. So we have to wait for a couple of more days for them to update. So Rangers is not there, Copenhagen is not there, and all those teams. In terms of Bayer Leverkusen, if you're going to look for a cheaper midfielder from there, let's just go for anyone really. Let's go. They don't have a 4.5 midfielder, so let's take a look at price up to 4.5 million. So let's just include this guy from Salzburg for the sake of it. And then we'll have 14 million remaining for 3 players. A defender is one of them. Which other defender can we include? Cheaper defender. Militao is 5.5. Alaba is 6 million. Carvajal is 5 million. Let's put Carvajal for now. That's 5.5 million. We have 8.5 million to work on with 2 players. So again, I think we're going to have to downgrade. It's really hard to have De Bruyne in this team as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how you guys arrange your teams, because if I'm going to have a playing defender or a good bench, I'm going to have to drop De Bruyne from here, or I'm going to have to drop one of Mbappe or Benzema, and Mbappe has to be there, and Benzema has to be there, because looking at their group, let's take a look at PSG's group. They have Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa. I mean, Juventus is not an easy game, but if they have like Maccabi Haifa in the first match week, I am definitely going to go for Messi and Mbappe, because I'm expecting a lot of goals there. Benfica is going to be, I guess, tough away from home, but you'd still expect PSG to score a few goals. Juventus, tough. Real Madrid against Leipzig, Shakhtar, Celtic. I'm tempted to go for 2 Real Madrid forward players. So let's take a look at Real Madrid's midfield. Can we have the likes of Valverde once again? Let's see. I had Valverde a lot of last season. Cruz is 6.5 million. Casemiro has gone to Man United. Is still on this list, so they're still not yet updated the list. Valverde 6.5 million. Tchouameni is 6 million. Really, really tough. Really, really tough. Probably cannot afford anyone from Real Madrid's midfield at all. Let's take a look at a different team. Atletico Madrid, I've already gone for Reynald. Let's take a look at the Barcelona youngsters. Ansu Fati 7.5 million, Pedri 7 million. Very, very expensive, man. And their group is very tough either way. So I don't think I'll be including any Barcelona players for now. Let's take a look at the cheaper midfielders again. Let's take a look at the ones who are under 5 million. This is tough. Let me know who's the first player you've picked for your squad. Who's the must-own player for you this season? Which player definitely has to be in your team? For now, let's take a look at some 4.5 midfielders, and let's just include anyone there for the sake of it. Let's have this Shakhtar midfielder there as well. And then in terms of forward players, let's also include I was thinking having Son is great. Let's take a look at Ajax. Again, remember the transfer window is not yet closed, so a few other players are going to leave Ajax as well. Players like Anthony. Daily Blind is 5 million, so I think I can include Daily Blind in this team instead of Carvajal. Let me go for Daily Blind. And then in terms of forward players, you have to go for probably a cheaper forward. Let's go for Torre or Mukoko. Let's go for him there. And then in terms of midfield, I still have 10 million to spend in midfield. So we can get a decent midfielder there. How much is Son? Son Heung-min. Let's take a look at Son. Son is 10.5, I think. 10.5 million for Son. I still can't afford that. Let me see how much Bellingham is. Bellingham is a good option as well. Dortmund. They're in a very tough group, though, with Man City and Sevilla again. So very tough. Bellingham is 7 million. Royce is 7.5. Let's just have Bellingham there for now at 7 million. And then I still have 8 million. Where's Adeyemi? Adeyemi is also 8 million. Could we go for Adeyemi instead of Bellingham? Let me try that. Adeyemi instead of Bellingham. And then in terms of midfield, we still have 7 million to spend. Can we get a Man City midfielder for 7-8 million there? Foden is 8.5. So if I have this team, I'm still short by 1.5 million. So we are going to have to downgrade somewhere. This is going to be very interesting this season. Very, very interesting. I only have Benzema, Mbappe, Salah, and Son as expensive players. and I still don't have enough budget to fit everyone else. And I have two 4.5 million defenders. I have a 5 million defender. I have a 5.5 million defender. I don't have any Liverpool defender there. My goalkeepers are 5 million and 4.5. I don't have any goalkeepers from the top teams. And I only have Mbappe and Benzema as the forward players with Adeyemi. Let me change this formation. Can I change this formation? I'll change it later. So 1.5 million, where the hell am I going to get this 1.5 million? We are probably looking at downgrading Sane. Let's see. Bayern Munich. Let's see, Bayern Munich. So there is an option of taking out Mbappe and bringing in Lionel Messi or Neymar. Let's put in Messi because that will help us save a bit of money as well. Messi is cheaper than Mbappe. This is just a first draft. This is definitely not going to be my final team. I am going to do more analysis and all that and trying to see which players we can avoid and which players we can go for. Liverpool. Salah is on penalties, though. It's going to be very risky to take out Salah. So that's very, very tough. And I already have Foden. Daily Blind. Can I take out Daily Blind or Romero? Let me take out Romero and bring in a 4 million defender. So let's take a look at a 4 million defender. 4 million. So 4 million defender, I can have Sa from Bayern, Rika from Bruges. Let's go for Sa. So this takes me to the perfect team, 0 million remaining in the bank. So there I have Kyle Walker and Foden from Manchester City. I have Benzema, a must-have for me. I have Salah, must-have. Lionel Messi, Mbappe, you'll have to decide between those. Sane, I think you can get cheaper players from Bayern Munich. I think the likes of Gnabry. Let me just see. How much is Coman is 8 million. Gnabry is 9 million as well. The same, basically. Kimmich is 6.5 million. Very, very tough. So Sane and Gnabry are the same. Sadio Mane is 10.5. So if you want to upgrade and have Sadio Mane in this team, you're going to have to spend even more money and try to look for that money elsewhere. So at the moment, let me just save this team and see how it's looking like. Definitely, it's going to be a lot of changes. Same to Musiala, says Arnold. I'm staying away from Liverpool defenders. They've been absolutely horrendous in the Premier League. That is true. That is very true. Let me just confirm this. Let's see how this team is looking like. It's going to be very hard in terms of budget this season. So let's put Adeyemi in the starting lineup for now. Let's take out this guy. Sub out. Let's bring in Foden as well for this guy. And then Daily Blind can also come on for Sa. I think we are going to have to avoid Liverpool defenders. And like if you go for Trent, it's very hard to afford Trent and Cancelo and still have Mbappe, Benzema, Sane, Salah. It's very hard this season. There's De Bruyne and Lewandowski we haven't talked about as well. So at the moment, if I save this team, we have Adeyemi, we have Haaland, remember, I've not even talked about him. Benzema, Messi, Adeyemi up front. Sane, Salah, and Foden in midfield. Kyle Walker, Gomez, Reynaldo, and Blind in defense, and Pasovi as the goalkeeper. Those are two Ajax defenders, and then Mignolet, Sarr, Gunnar, and Jurasek on the bench. That is not a very good bench, and in the Champions League, you need a very capable bench. You need players who can come on that Wednesday from some of your players have played on Tuesday. So that is very, very tough. This is very, very tough, but I'd say that is the first draft. There are going to be a lot of changes. I'll look for a way to fit in Haaland. I look for the best budget midfielders and the best budget defenders to have in our sides. I will do different videos and different updates on that to help you guys with. So make sure to subscribe and hit the like button as well. In case you're not in the Everything Football League, the direct link is in the description. As always, we are going to compete. Sane to Musiala. So you want Sane to Musiala, says Arnel. So would you be happy? I mean, Bayern Munich's group is tough. So let's take a look at one more time. Let's change it up one more time. Let's try and look at what you just said. Arnel, let's go for Musiala. Bayern Munich for Sane. So Musiala is 7 million. So we'll have 2 million from there. So I think we can work with the 2 million elsewhere. So let's remove this midfielder. Can we get a 6.5 million midfielder? Who's the best 6.5 million midfielder? Let's see. I mean, you can get Jorginho is on penalties, Cruz, Fabinho in terms of recovery points, 46. They need to remove Casemiro here. He's not no longer in the Champions League. Thiago always injured. I mean, Kimmich is nice. I mean, all of a sudden, by the way, that's not a bad idea. Arnold, if you have Musiala in instead of Sane, you can also have Kimmich, which covers two Bayern Munich positions. But then you have two Bayern Munich. I have three Bayern Munich players in this squad, but I don't have Mane, I don't have Sane, I don't have Muller. All those players, most of them, some of them will be the ones scoring the goals, or at least two of them will be the ones scoring the goals. So, have I gone for too many Bayern Munich players? Just a moment. Let me see. Musiala, Kimmich, Sa. No, those are three Bayern Munich players. I don't have any others, so let's try and save this again. It is refusing to confirm the transfers. Yep, done. So they haven't updated the Champions League fantasy website yet. There are still teams that are missing and all that. But if we have Kimmich in, let's sub in here let's remove Gomez. So at least I would have I'd say Gomez as a defender from Liverpool on the bench, still not a good enough bench. So we're going to really have to mix it up this season. But for now, the first FPL draft has Adeyemi, Messi, and Benzema up front, Kimmich, Musiala, Salah, and Foden in the midfield, Daily, Blind, Ronaldo, Walker in defense, and Passive in goal. And then on the bench, Mignolet, Sarr, Gomez, and Jurasek. So this is definitely not going to be the main team. I'm not happy about having two Ajax defenders in a group that has Liverpool and Napoli. I'm not happy in terms of not having either of De Bruyne or Haaland. Not happy having only Messi from PSG and really looking at Mbappe. Not happy owning only Benzema from Real Madrid in that group. Manchester City's group with Copenhagen and Dortmund and Sevilla. I'm not happy not having the likes of De Bruyne. The bench is not strong enough. They've not yet arranged the fixtures yet, so we know which goalkeepers are going to play on Tuesday and which ones are going to play on Wednesday. But that is the first draft. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. As of now, let me go do some research on this. Let me see whether we are going to be having Lewandowski in our teams. How the hell are we going to fit Haaland in the team? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.